Greetings, strangers, queer and pleasant. I'm not Laura Kate Magnet Dale.
And I'm not Jane Aerith Magnet Dale, and welcome to another episode of Queer and Pleasant Strangers.
That's us.
It's a podcast. It's two queer trans women. That's us, the wifey types.
Yeah.
We talk about media, what we've been consuming, usually in the past week, but now in the past
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's been busy.
It's been busy.
There's been travel and events and stuff.
You were away at Develop in Brighton.
Yeah.
How was Brighton? How was Develop?
It was good. It was lovely. It was sunny. Got to play some board games. Had a delightful time. And then we took some time off.
Then when we actually had a holiday that wasn't the festive period.
Yeah, we went and stayed with some friends and played a lot of board games.
Mainly one board game.
We played a lot of Frosthaven
Yes.
in between sitting in the garden, luxuriating in the sun.
While I taught people how to boy.
Yeah, doing a little bit of protesting.
Yeah, we did a protest.
And some things that we've played, which we should talk about. Should we start with the thing we did at the start of that holiday?
We should. Well, let's start with our Star Trek experience.
Yeah, so we went and checked out Bridge Command in
Yes.
London, which is essentially somewhere between an escape room and live interactive theatre. A sort of living video game of go do a Star Trek.
Yeah, interactive video game theatre.
Yeah, so it took us, 3 hours or so to do this experience, and you rock up to, the quote-unquote Earth base of this sort of Star Trek analogous organisation.
Yeah, and then you go up the space elevator once you've been fitted for your uniform.
You get in your teleporter and get matter transported.
And you have to remember to hold your breath just as the beam starts.
And there's only a very small percentage variation from before you teleported in your DNA. And then you end up in the bar.
Yeah,
and they've got all these training screens, so if you turn up early you can have a little practice with the various job roles.
Yeah.
And get a feel for what might work for you.
Mm.
And then you go on currently one of 18 Star Trek missions.
Yes,
this
on
is
2 different ships.
Yes, this is apparently the second season of missions they've done.
Yes.
This season is running through to September of this year, and then they have another batch of missions coming.
Back.
But yeah, we were the two of us, 2 of our friends, and 6 people we didn't know for a full crew of 10 manned a starship.
We did.
And it was fantastic.
It was great fun, and I'm really glad that now I know how it works.
Yes.
And I kind of want to go again, if only to prove that we can do better than the shit show we did.
We mechanically didn't do amazingly, but I think it was because everyone in the 10, it was their first time.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of trying to learn your bit of the ship in real time.
Yes. I mean, don't get me wrong, we were given a walkthrough of what you needed to know. But one of our number fundamentally misunderstood one of the mechanics.
Yes.
And another of our number didn't really realise what was going to happen if they clicked on a thing.
There are 2 fundamental misunderstandings we had during our thing, which was... so there are various roles on the ships. One of them is a physical engineer role where you're running around fixing things and changing fuses and replacing power cores. And there was a fundamental misunderstanding of how you recharge the power cores.
Yes.
That meant we were constantly low on power, and that was a bit of a problem.
Meanwhile, I was on, power management. So I felt like the fact that we kept running out of power was a fundamental failure on my part.
No, it's... the in the engineering deck, the power cores just weren't being recharged, so you had so little to work with.
Yes.
And on the weapons desk... Someone basically tapped on a ship to, thinking they'd get more information, not realising that by being weapons and tapping on a ship, they would start firing at that ship.
Yes.
And it took us a minute to work out we were firing at civilians and why that was happening.
Yes.
But to our communication officers' credit, they did an admirable job of smoothing that over.
Yes.
But yeah, the gist of this is you've got, you were on power management. We had a comms officer who was doing, text-based and video call chats with crews of other starships. We had someone flying little drones. We had someone mapping out, the waypoints of where we were going. Someone piloting the ship. I was the captain.
You were the captain.
So I had, a desk with everyone's screens, sort of sub-screens, and I could put it on the ship on red alert, and I had to try and pass what was happening and make decisions.
Yep. Well, not having a truly Star Trek experience because everybody was shouting.
Everyone,
Except me, who was just like, I can't be heard. I'll just make my own decisions.
Everyone was shouting. It was brilliant fun.
It did make the most recent episodes of Star Trek that we watched just go, yes, I don't.
Oh, we were definitely this organised. We were this good.
We were.
The very light version of the mission we did is we were trying to stop some space pirate attacks going on.
Yes.
And we had like an undercover agent in the space pirates. So we were like trying to exchange coded messages that wouldn't get noticed by the space pirates, that wouldn't make it obvious to them there was a mole. And fight off the space pirates without like making it obvious we weren't firing at the ship that had like our mole on it.
And then exfiltrating our mole.
Yeah. We had to make some decisions about that. We had some fearsome threats to face.
We did. We fought the Shadow.
The Shadow. I had to stall for time by doing elevator music down the phone to our terrifying enemy.
We did a really good job and didn't reverse into a nuke.
We avoided the nuke. We avoided the nuke. I love how this integrated like real actors and just enough physical stuff in the set to really sell it.
Yeah.
Things like...
My desk was constantly on fire.
Yeah, your desk, whenever it caught fire, there was smoke pouring out of things and alarms blaring.
Yes.
When our comm system got hacked, it was fucking terrifying.
Yeah, concerning.
It's a beautiful set.
Oh, it is great.
We were on the smaller of 2 starships.
Yeah.
And there's stuff we didn't see, because, like, I know that ship we were on had a brig that we didn't end up using.
Yeah, we had a shuttle bay that you went into that nobody else did.
I went and cannibalized a power core from the escape shuttle just to try and get us, like, some power in this emergency moment.
Ooh. So the mission we did was an intrigue mission, but there are also like dedicated combat missions. There's diplomacy missions where you might have someone as a diplomat, which is what the People Make Games video is about.
Their example of a diplomacy mission, if you watch the People Make Games video, was they're transporting a diplomat, so they had like an actor on the ship with them who very quickly goes like, hey, I know I'm supposed to be doing negotiations with these other aliens.
I don't know who I am.
I have no memory of who I am, and I don't know how to negotiate with these people. I know nothing about them. So suddenly rush them to the med bay and start reading through dossiers. It's a really fun event.
Yeah, it's great. I'm very much looking forward to going back. I kind of want my own uniform.
Yeah, there's part of me that's like, I could see myself saving up and getting a uniform.
Yeah.
But put my little promotion patch on.
Yeah, because you got promoted. You got a free drink on the captain's tab.
I got a free drink on the captain's tab in the mess, because I did a good captain job.
Yeah. It's not cheap.
No.
Especially the drinks in the bar.
Yeah.
The cocktail's like 15 quid.
Yeah.
But that is London.
There's beers and ciders for about a £5.
Yeah.
It's
very much London prices for alcohol.
It is about £60 to do one of these missions.
65
quid.
Each
person, which is like, it's about 2 or 3 times what you might pay for an escape room, because like, I don't know what London escape room prices are like, but in other places I've been, splitting an escape room tends to be £20 to £25 a person. So this is like, it's on the pricier end.
Yeah.
But it is definitely like a lengthier and more narrative experience.
Yeah, I've definitely had less good times for more money.
Yeah.
And I had a really good time. And like mentioned the price. You will probably, if you go and look at the website, see prices of. Some days there are £55 tickets.
Yeah.
So a tenner off. Good. I don't know if those are like off-peak, particularly difficult ones to fulfill.
Mm.
Very often they seem to be very late at night, which could be difficult to get back from London if you're not super local, like we aren't. And then sometimes you might notice that like tickets today from £20, and that's bar access.
Yes. Don't get overexcited like we did and go, oh, 20 quid
Oh,
tickets.
20 quid, we can get 20 quid tickets. Oh, it's bar access. You can go and drink in the bar.
You can go hang out in a space bar. Admittedly, a cool space bar.
Yes,
but...
I guess you probably would get to wear like the uniform or whatever, but...
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't pay 20 quid to go then spend those bar prices.
No, but, I mean, there are bars in London not far from where we were.
Yeah. But yeah, the way I was thinking about it price-wise is you think about, like, this is similarly priced to going and seeing a musical or something in London with good tickets. And, like, it is a similar length of experience to going and seeing a stage show in London.
Yeah, it doesn't come much more front row than
No, exactly.
being involved.
It's one of those things that you walk away from with, like, a very unique feeling story. Because I feel like even if you went and did the exact same mission we did, the little intricacies of it are the things that you walk away remembering.
Yeah.
Like, for us, it was our communications officer trying to smooth things over with the civilian ship we'd been shooting at.
By telling them to chill out, brah.
Chill out, bro. We'll send you a fruit basket. And then later on, when we had to come back and try and warn them to keep them safe, they were like, yes, we know there's a threat nearby. It's you. Don't come near.
Yes.
And, like, one person accidentally clicking a button and firing on civilians led to, like, a unique, memorable bit of the story where it's like, fuck, how are we going to get them to trust us now?
Yes.
Like, emergent story stuff. The little moment where someone accidentally blew up an asteroid we needed for creating...
And then them just, like,
decoding a
respawning
code.
it.
We did a deep scan. It turns out actually part of it's still there, don't worry. Like, even those mistakes, it's little things that make it feel very human.
Yeah.
In a way that, like, it feels like doing a really good D&D adventure, but with, like, a very good D&D with some LARP elements.
Yes.
Very much has made me go looking for... there are PC versions of stuff like this you can run at home with about 6 people. I've had people recommending different versions of this you can run at home like, if you've all got laptops and you've got a group of 6, you can run your own Starship missions. And I'm kind of into that.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
I like DMing. I could DM that.
But yeah, it was a very fun time.
Yay!
What about you? What you been playing this week?
Oh my goodness. Well, these past weeks. I've played so many things these past weeks, I should say. So I talked a little bit about this a while ago when it was in the Steam Next Fest. I played a game called Spilled.
Yes.
So this is a cute little pixel art game where you are a little boat and you're sucking up like oil spills and scooping like floating cans and things and bottles out of small areas and depositing them into like a recycling chip and getting points to buy upgrades, be that speed or how wide your sucky up oil hoover is or how much oil you can carry. And eventually you're finding like little friends, little animal friends along the way. You're learning about different moves you've got, like a little crane on the back that you can use to pick up dropped oil drums. And you can play through the whole game in about an hour. I had heard it took about an hour, and then I played it, and my playtime was exactly 60 minutes. So about an hour does.
Yeah.
It's cute, it's adorable, it doesn't outstay its welcome, but I do wish there was more of it. Like, I get that this was like a one-person project, and they had been working on it an awfully long time, and that it probably would be quite easy to make this outstay its welcome. But it felt a little bit unsatisfying that I had got to the end of the game and just been said, oh, right, I have done everything, I've been everywhere, I've got every bit of oil, every bit of trash, I've 100%ed all of the areas, but I haven't got all of the upgrades. So I guess I could have spec'd more highly into one thing, or do they go up exponentially, or what? But, yeah, that felt a bit like not 100%ing it, in a way. But don't get me wrong, it's a very cute experience. It's under a tenner. I think it's under £7. So, yeah, maybe look out for it if it's a thing you want to try, but it is a short experience. Be prepared for that, because I believe that has upset a good number of people.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a charming little game, and it is everything I expected from what I had played of the Next Fest demo. What about you? What have you played?
I've been real deep down the rabbit hole of Donkey Kong Bonanza.
You have.
I've been playing a lot of this game in the past week or so. So this is...
Week and a bit, yeah.
Yeah, so this is the new game from the Mario Odyssey development team.
And it really feels it.
You can really feel it in the way that, like, in Mario Odyssey, it was like long jump into bounce on the cap, into spin jump to, like, do all your crazy maneuvers. This has that kind of string-togetherable platforming moveset.
But also you got another moon. Ooh, banana, ooh, banana, ooh, banana. I can't play it with the audio anymore because I can't deal with ooh, banana every 5 minutes.
See, I'm the opposite way. I crave playing it with the sound on because, ooh, banana. It sure is ooh banana.
It sure is ooh banana.
It will either destroy you or burrow its way beautifully into your brain.
You can have my banana.
So yeah, this is a Donkey Kong platformer with destructible environments, and I've been trying to work out how to talk about my feelings on this game because, like, comparing this directly to something like Mario Odyssey or Astro Bot, which I think are like two of the big 3D platformers from the last decade that I think about. Both of those are like very consistent quality games throughout.
Yes.
They start strong and are consistently strong throughout. Donkey Kong Bonanza, I think, starts a little weaker. It starts a little hand-holdy, but simultaneously a little overwhelming.
Yeah, because technically you don't have to do what you're being told to.
Yeah.
But you will sort of go, there is so much stuff to do, so many options and so many possibilities.
It's very linear in its opening section, while having so much potential destructible environment that it can be easy initially to go, I should be picking up every single piece of gold and destroying every single bit of wall in case there's a thing behind it, and
yeah.
It can be really easy to let what could be like a less than 15-minute very linear thing become a very lengthy experience because the core gameplay mechanic sort of invites you to really get lost in it. I think this game gets way better the further into it you get. I think it ramps up very strongly. I'm pretty confident fighting the final boss of the game at this moment, so I have a pretty good sense of where it's going. There is way more worlds with way more variety in them than I anticipated. I kept assuming I would be reaching the end of the game and then there'd be several more really interesting, unique areas.
Okay.
Which is great. I've maybe found like a third of the bananas in a first playthrough. And I do really like this as a collectathon in terms of the tools it gives you for making it easier on repeat visits to find the collectibles you've missed. Be it being able to increase the size of your radar that lets you sort of see collectibles through the walls.
Yeah.
Being able to spend currency that will be pretty plentiful by the end on maps to help you locate things.
Upgrading the tie that hunts for treasure and makes more treasure chests appear.
Yep, so that you get more maps for free.
Exactly. Well, that was the thing I was going to say. Like, yes, you can buy treasure maps, but also you can find those treasure chests that you were talking about having randomly found one.
Yeah.
You can then randomly generated. They're not like part of the like default setup stuff. Some of them are very much in specific places, but there are also like a number. Oh, you've just dug through a certain amount of dirt. Have a chest within the next sort of little area, and you'll find those. And very often they've got either like a health item or a map. Like there's definitely a few areas where I've been through and just gone, okay, I've got like 15 odd maps.
Yeah.
Because of like all the different like fossils to find. I think the only maps I've like seriously bought so far are like the extra special ones.
Yeah. I'm going to be chipping away at like I don't know if I will 100% it, but I'm going to be chipping towards completion on this for a while, and I'm very much enjoying it. What I'm maybe more fascinated by, and I've not looked into this too much, but I'm very curious to on a second playthrough, is looking at all of the interesting stuff for like speedrunning tech and sequence breaking that's in this game. I naturally found a sequence break of my own the other day while playing on stream. The second area you go to, there's like, you're supposed to destroy these things to let water flow down and raise a bridge to get to your first transformation. I found a way to never raise the bridge and still get over to the other side of it.
Yeah, and there was someone in chat saying that they hadn't unlocked any of those things and just managed to do a particular jump across the final area.
I'm aware of someone who is currently playing through trying to collect as few of the transformations as possible, and has managed to get through with only 2, out of, I think, 6 transformations. They've managed to...
I thought there were only 4.
I think it's 6. I might be wrong. They've managed to skip multiple of them entirely. They've managed to skip multiple worlds entirely and just skip over them.
Well, yeah, I mean, I imagine something of that is to do with the divide area, because I've just finished the ice area and gotten to the space slightly beyond that, and it's gone. But you need to go back and do the forest area.
Yeah, people have definitely worked out ways to not go back and do the second one and to just get over that gap, which amuses me.
That is very impressive, because that's a long fucking jump.
Right? But yeah, this continues Nintendo's spree of, what if we make a game with a logically consistent system that we don't put arbitrary limits on? And if you can find a way to break it, more power to you. If you can find a way to use the fact that you can mush soft materials together to make a bridge to, get you over a gap, go for it. And I'm very into that.
Have you yet worked out the correct way to do the thing with the ice cube dispenser in the first time you get to the ice area? Because, I got to a point and I was just I don't really know what I'm supposed to do here. And you went, oh yeah, I mean, I solved that puzzle.
Is this the area with the fire?
There's
lava.
there's fire and lava at the end, and there's this thing that's dropping.
It's
ice
dropping
cubes
colourful
constantly.
ice cubes.
Yes.
Yes, there is a way to get those falling down into the lava.
Yeah, but initially when you got to that point, you said you'd done it, but you didn't feel like you'd done the intended solution.
No, I didn't even notice that ice cube dispenser.
Right.
I went and trekked ice from a different part of the level and threw it one handful at a time into the lava to make a bridge directly across.
Amazing.
As opposed to looking up to my left and seeing this ice cube dispenser perfectly waiting to cascade colourful ice down for me. And I love that, the game can provide a really obvious, clear answer to a problem, and I can just not notice it and go, yeah, I can solve this.
I think my biggest problem with that ice cube dispenser is because the person standing near it tells you that it's not operating properly, and, you need to do something. So I assumed what I needed to do was get equipment to make an ice cream cone. So I was, lugging hunks of ice and throwing it into the ice cube thing, hoping that, now I will make my ice cream cone and this person will be happy and I will get something to help me get part of a record.
But again,
I was wildly off base and overcomplicating.
But again, I love that the systems are such that you can just completely sidestep the intended solution to puzzles and do something very different to get through them.
Apparently so, and there's all these people saying that they're skipping entire areas by just digging.
The canyon area, apparently you can skip basically right from the start to the end of, and never get in one of the minecarts and just skip the entire level.
Yeah, it's funny because last night I was playing through that area and I was looking at it, I was like, there must be a way to get from here to here, and I tried to jump. And I wasn't far off getting to the end, so I feel like if you're the kind of person who, firstly, had unlocked more of the traversal moves, and secondly was just better at that kind of stuff than me, probably would have had probably would have been entirely possible. So I can see how you would go from start to finish on that area.
Yeah. The sequence break I found, I had to try the jump I was trying maybe 2 or 3 times before I did it right. I did a roll off the edge, jump, roll, punch, and just about made it. But yeah. Nintendo knows how to make a real compelling collectathon, and I'm having a very good time chipping away at it.
Yeah!
One of my favourite areas is quite a late game area that plays with some very unique materials that the first time I interacted with, I was mildly horrified, and then I had an amazing time.
Okay.
Yeah, DK Bananza, pretty great.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it so far.
What about you? What have you been playing?
I played Wilmot Works It Out.
Is that a little puzzle game?
In an afternoon. Again, I feel like a lot of the games that I've played recently have been really short experiences that I played start to finish in less than an afternoon. In fact, I think I finished Spilled and Wilmot Works It Out on the same day.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Which, didn't feel like... I felt like I'd spent a lot of money on video games, but did not have a lot of video games. But I had a nice time with the ones I played, not going to deny that. But, Yeah, I really enjoy Wilmot Works It Out in a very different way to Wilmot's Warehouse.
Yeah, this is you play as a little cube getting puzzles in the mail.
Yes.
And you complete them and put them up on your wall, and sometimes a parcel will be like part of one puzzle and part of another,
Yes.
and you gotta sort that out.
Yeah, like your first puzzle is very much like all in one piece, but like almost immediately thereafter it's like you might get a piece in this puzzle that might not turn up until like 5 or 6 puzzles down the line.
And you don't have like the shapes to help you determine like what's an edge piece or not. You just have
You've got to
to
work it out by colours
Yeah.
and sort of directions of things.
Much like Wilmot's Warehouse, it's very much a sort things as feels natural to you until the answers start to appear.
Yes.
Um,
Like working out that is this the stripes on an umbrella that I'm gonna I haven't even got all the pieces for yet, or is this part of the lighthouse that I'm very sure is happening right now?
Yeah, it's a very charming meditative little experience.
Yeah, had a really nice time with it. Especially when you start to get the really confusing ones. Like here is just like a load of different tools, all sort of arranged near each other,
Yes.
and just the fact that bits of that puzzle come in about 4 different other puzzles,
Yes.
and it's like, okay, do I yet have enough of this to start properly putting it together, or do I wait? What's happening here exactly? But yeah, had a really lovely time with that. The relationship with the post person is really lovely. They're very sweet and have fun adventures, and it's nice that they keep sending you puzzles back. And then, like, later on in the game, when they also take up Puzzle Club, and they're talking about, like, their experiences with puzzles that you've already done,
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed that. And then the very last puzzle, hang on, there's a piece missing, or is there? I was like, that's very sweet.
It's a very cute idea.
It's very cute. It's a very cute game. And, yeah, like, I think there are, like, dailies and like, random challenges you can do on that, so there's not like there's nothing to do post-game, but yeah, it's a very lovely game, and you can even do a little bit of, like, shifting the puzzles between rooms if you want to, like, redecorate a room in a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? What else have you played?
We played a hell of a lot of Frosthaven.
We played so much Frosthaven. We played like half a year of Frosthaven.
Yeah, that big campaign sort of tabletop dungeon crawler that we have been playing with the same pair of friends for a couple of years now, probably.
Yeah. And for like in-game mechanics, we are about halfway through the second winter.
Yeah.
And we played most of half a year just in the last week.
Yeah, over about 6 days we played maybe 12, 13 games.
Maybe.
We played like 2 or 3 games a day through most of a week together.
Yeah.
On average. And
still had time to protest and make signs.
Yeah. We continue to be having a fantastic time playing this through as a group.
Yeah.
I finished playing through, I think we're a couple of years into this game being out. I think I can name a character class maybe.
So the community has decided that you can use a description of the icon. So your character's icon is shackles.
Okay, I recently retired the character with the shackles. I enjoyed playing them a lot.
Yeah.
They were it was very clear what their role on the team was.
Yes.
It was the first time that one of us had gotten a character to level 9 before retirement.
Yeah.
And the level 9 ability was really cool.
Well, hopefully one day you'll get to play them a bit longer than that.
Yeah, the level 9 ability really sort of put into focus like what the whole character was building towards in a really satisfying way.
It's really funny because that character is so based around helping other people stay alive.
Yeah.
That as soon as you retired, everyone was like, oh fuck, I'm going to have to rethink my entire deck.
It doesn't help that I went from playing them back to playing one of the starting classes, the Blink Blade,
yes,
who is
very first.
Very squishy.
Very, very squishy.
I played a very fragile, very squishy character again.
You've still found ways to heal other people, though.
Yeah, and I have ways of, like, get in, do some damage, get out. A thing that, like, took a second to click back in my head is, because the Blink Blade can go in very fast or very slow mode, if I go in very slow mode, even if I'm stood right next to an enemy, they might not attack me because my initiative is so low.
Yeah.
And that's a way of me avoiding damage, for example. But yeah, I've had to get used to, instead of the whole party is very survivable, to the party has lost that and I'm very squishy.
Yeah, but it has clearly made some of our team like look at certain things and realise that they could be playing in a slightly more optimised way.
Yeah.
And also to properly read their cards and understand what all their actions do.
We played a fantastic mission as the last one of our week of playing.
Yeah.
That involved a very elaborate setup that... it was a mission we weren't expecting.
So this came as a result of retirement of a different character?
Was it? I thought it was a road of...
No, it was a road event.
Yeah.
But it only existed because a character one of us had played had retired, and that had added extra cards into the pool.
What I will say in the vaguest of terms is we have been playing with the map books,
Yes.
and I genuinely think we had a cooler experience playing with the map books than we would have done playing with the tiles you put together to make the map.
Yeah, like, from the tiles, you can kind of see what they're going
you
for.
see the silhouette of what they're going for.
Yeah, you can see the silhouette of what they're going for, and it's a lovely idea. But doing it in the proper playbooks, they added like extra bits around where the tiles
extra
are.
illustration to flesh out the tiles.
Really, yeah, it looks great.
It made it such a cool set piece encounter. Mm-hmm. We talk about this every time we talk about Frosthaven. It's really impressive the ways that they find very unique mechanics to do with a very limited tile set.
Mm-hmm.
And this had one of the more unique traversal mechanics that we've seen.
Yes.
And I think it was like very well balanced challenge wise. It was very unique.
Yeah, it was absolutely fascinating. Like a really good idea for how you could do something really different within the engine that already exists.
Yeah. So yes, I'm still loving Frosthaven as we slowly chug our way through.
Yeah, very much so, and I'm glad. I hope that we can like pick up pace a little bit.
Yeah.
And play more of it, because there have been like some quite large gaps between play sessions.
Yeah.
And I feel like the more I play, the more proximate to each other, the better the experience is.
Indeed. Knowing that we can take Smudge on little trips to come play Frosthaven with us helps.
Yes, definitely.
She can come and be sat near us while we play.
She enjoyed a garden.
She did enjoy her garden.
She enjoyed the big sunbeam.
The big sunbeam. She enjoyed getting absolutely spoiled rotten by our friends.
She did. She
got
had many a sausage.
While we've been recording this, those friends have sent a message to go, "We miss you, Smudge."
Aww.
It's like, aww. You're very loved, baby.
I need sausage.
What about you? What you been playing?
I played Misfortune. Another game that I finished the same day I started it.
It's so good, though.
So this is from, Kill Monday Games, who make Franbo. A game that I really enjoyed many years ago and played all the way through, and I remember being really hyped for Misfortune coming out, and then for whatever reason I just never picked it up.
Mm-hmm.
But it was on sale during the Steam sale. I don't know if the Steam sale's still on. And it was in one of Casey Explosion's little curator lists on Blue Sky. Like, here's all the things that I recommend. And I picked up several things from that list. And yeah, Little Misfortune, I had a really nice time with it. It's dark. It's dark as fuck.
It is.
If anything, I think it might actually be darker than Franbo.
I would say yes. Yeah.
It's a much shorter experience, but it feels like there is more like independent choice, whereas Franbo is like you are like Monkey Islanding through and you will always get the same story. Franbo very much feels like you could make different decisions and have like a whole different ending. Who knows, maybe even a positive ending? I definitely didn't get a positive ending, but I was fairly vindicated in the last few moments of the game where I was just like, I bloody knew that was going to happen. Yeah, like I had a really good time with it, and we'll probably dip back in and do a few more bits. But it is about a little girl who starts hearing a voice in her head, and she doesn't live in a very safe or happy home, and her parents are neglectful / abusive. So content warning for all of that, and she goes on this adventure. And stuff happens. Animals die. Multiple animals die. Yeah, on the Does the Dog Die website, I imagine there are many, many lists of animals that die in that game.
It tackles a lot of heavy themes through a very innocent lens.
Yes. She's a very innocent character and kind of adorable. Fancy! But my favourite thing about this game is there is a dedicated glitter button.
Yes, there is.
Press button to throw glitter. Yes.
Ah, yeah.
I wouldn't do it now because of the microplastics, but also I think it's adorable.
It could be bio-glitter.
Fancy.
Bio-glitter pocket.
Oh, yeah, but someone was telling me the other day that a lot of bio-glitter isn't actually bio-glitter. They're just rebranding, oh yeah, it's definitely bio-glitter, and then it's just full-on plastic.
That's depressing.
Yeah, I know, right? I was I know all the stuff I've got because it's really old because I haven't bought glitter in ages. Because you just can't turn up to a rave covered in glitter anymore because people will judge you, rightly so. So I don't tend to wear a lot of it, but all the stuff I've got is genuinely bio glitter, and I know this because I've watched it melt in the bath after a rave. But yeah, very much enjoyed Little Misfortune, even though it is once again quite a short experience.
Yeah.
What have you played?
We played some Ransom Notes.
We did.
Yeah, we got sent a box of the game Ransom Notes, which is it's definitely a game in the vein of something like Your Cards Against Humanity, but with less shock humour and more room for creativity.
Yes.
You get prompt cards that are things like write an advert for trying to sell your old couch or something like that.
Explain why you were late for work.
Explain TikTok to your granddad.
Yeah.
And you have this... you have handfuls of tiny little magnetic words.
Yeah, so it's like fridge poetry, but word particles.
Yeah.
So you might get some EDs and some INGs and some Is, but then also all the sorts of things you'd usually find in fridge poetry.
It feels kind of analogous to playing something like Blatherround, that game from Jackbox where you're trying to describe a book with very limited words to describe it and trying to hint at the thing. It's very much, from the assorted words I have here, what can I put together that kind of makes sense as a sentence and sort of gets at the gist of what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and it allows you to only be as dark as you want it to be.
Yeah.
Rather than Cards Against Humanity, which can very often feel let's be as edgy as possible, just for the sake of it. And then we'll work out later if I was in the right room for how fucked up I just went with it.
Yeah, this has a really interesting flow to it where it's equally likely that the funniest answer will be you managed to string together 5 complete sentences somehow with the words you had, and this.
Or someone could just put gun.
Yeah, it's that's a full paragraph you somehow wrote. Oh, you put one word on it, everyone.
Well, is there something about persuading to go on an adventure? And mine was draw sword, be hero, rewards, success, and somebody else would just put gun.
Yeah. That was try and pitch the next Disney animated film, and I'd put together I put together a whole little story about a princess coming up against the gunk poison.
I had to do mine diagonally so that it would fit properly on the thing.
Oh, those are my favourite, is where you were I had enough of a sentence that my magnets are sticking off the edge of my little tin.
Well, I even did one at one point where one of the magnets was slightly over one of the others because I didn't have an I only had an in. I was can I get away with this? And I got away with it, just about.
Yeah, it's a creative one. It can feel a little overwhelming when you first have your handfuls of tiles in front of you. It certainly behooves you to take a minute to try and organise them into types of words.
Yes.
To give you at least a starting point for knowing what you have.
Yeah.
And definitely, the natural stopping point for us was we played, replacing our tiles as we went until there were no more tiles to draw, and the tiles we had in front of us we were struggling to answer new prompts with. But we went for probably a good hour and a half playing
Yeah,
and
thereabouts.
got through a very small amount of the stack of prompts.
Indeed, there is a huge amount of prompts left to do.
Yeah, it's real fun.
Yeah,
it's
had a good time.
a very nice replacement in that Cards Against Humanity vein.
Like a lightweight, be creative, analog game that doesn't require necessarily a huge amount of brain.
And that
That
you
could
will have
be
a bit of
quite-
a chuckle over a drink, maybe.
Yeah, like I can imagine it'd be a decent pub game, but firstly, it's all wipe clean, and second,
Yeah.
you're not gonna necessarily be like chucking pieces everywhere.
Yep, pieces are all magnetic, so worst case it'll be easy to pick them up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you played anything else this week? Or few weeks?
Yeah, I played the Duck Detective Secret Salami.
Yeah, this is the
Yeah.
first Duck Detective point-and-click
Yes,
adventure.
I got both because they were on sale together when the new one came out, but I have not played Glamping.
Yeah, the Ghost of Glamping?
Ghost of Glamping, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because you got this, I think, as a pre-release copy
Yeah,
for
yeah.
review, and I was sort of half watching you in the background. I might have been painting or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm going to leave it a good long time before I play it, and hopefully I will have forgotten, like, pretty much everything by then.
Yeah.
And I had. Yeah, sometimes it feels a little bit obscure in what it's trying to get you to say.
Yeah. Like, I'm glad that it has the tools it does for letting you know how on the right track you are and how many mistakes you've made to,
And
like...
the fact that you can turn them on and off as needed if, like, one particular bit has just completely got you.
Yeah, so there are tools to help you go, like, I can't work out what very precise sentence you're trying to get me to make.
Yes.
There are tools to help me, like, brute force my way into what you're getting at.
Yes, like, I don't think it helps that, like, there are ways of putting together sentences that seem like they're the right thing based on the information you have, but
Yes.
actually what it wanted was quite early on for you to pick an entirely different adjective.
Yeah. It's like, we're trying to lead you to make a new leap you haven't made yet, whereas you started with the sensible start point for what you currently know.
Yes.
And that can make it a little tricky to realise, like, oh, I'm going down the wrong track here in my detective work.
Yeah, what you wanted me to look into was sandwich and not bribery.
Yes. And I will say, I think the Ghost of Glamping does better in that regard. It's
They've had time to learn from it.
Yeah, it has like a more easily followable mystery in that regard.
Weirdly, playing it this time, I found it harder to recognise Brad David Gilbert's voice than I had when I'd been overhearing listening to you play it.
When you're sort of half paying attention to it, it's more obvious.
Yeah.
It's a good performance.
Yes, really is.
Yeah.
And not just Brian David Gilbert being from PDG.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had a good time with it. Very, very fun little game with some cute little characters. And will anyone go to jail? Find out, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? You played anything else?
That's about it for me.
Okay, well, I played River Towns.
River Town.
Yes, River Towns. What if City Builder with polyminos?
Ah.
So you have like a bag that's just pulling you out random shapes, and the more connection points you have between the pieces you put down, like, are they across the river from each other? Are they like touching many connecting points on the same like color? How many of the same color pieces are all connected together in an unbroken chain across the map? And initially you start off with like just one color, and that's fine. And then you get like a second color. Eventually you get a third color, and it's trying to build these cities within quite limited space, and slowly unlocking extra things. Like initially you just have all the space on the map, and then eventually you'll get things like hey, you have to build around all the edges of this, and then you'll get a bonus. Or you have to cover all of this type of block. Doesn't matter what with, but you cover all of this type of block and it will destroy something else and make a pathway for you to start making other things through. You also start to get neutral tiles, which will connect to any block. So you can start to like have one colour cross over another colour using like a neutral space. and that can be quite interesting. That main part of the game, I think, is really interesting, and like a lot of fun. It's like a really clever idea. Like, take what if Tetris, but also a city builder.
Yeah.
And there's been like lots of like what if X with city builder. We had like Against the Storm was quite an interesting idea for a roguelike city builder. The only place I occasionally think this falls apart a little bit, is the puzzle challenges, where you are given a very specific map, a very tight, specific map that, like, there's only so many ways you can go at it, and a very specific bag of usually all the same colour, and you have to kind of fill every single position to try and get the highest possible score. But very often it's the randomness of what order things come out of the bag that completely make a puzzle impossible, which is a shame, because the rest of the time it does feel like the randomness isn't the worst thing. Like, it's like throwing an extra like wrench in the work and like making you be a bit more creative about things. But very specifically in those puzzle ones, it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna have to reset this until that thing comes out at a time when I can actually put it out, rather than I'm completely locked out of one whole area of this map for reasons quite beyond my control. But yeah, that's River Towns. It's good. It's real hacking good. What about you? Have you played anything else?
That's about it.
I think that's it. We're free. We're free. Hey, frolic, 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 frolic. Meow. Meow.
Hey.
Meow.
Hey, kitty cat.
Meow.
What's up?
Holiday.
Yeah, we just went on holiday.
Holiday more.
No, we finished holiday.
I want a big sunbeam that is all over the place.
Well, that
And
was
the grass what I can eat when I want.
well. That was last week.
And all the sausages that Unky will give me.
Yeah, you were not supposed to be given that many sausages.
Sausages.
Yeah, but
Unky gave me many sausages.
yeah. Well, it was.
And kept giggling when you were like, that's probably enough sausage. And I was like, no, Unky, it's not. Keep giving me sausages. And he kept giving me sausages.
Yeah, look, it was very lovely, and we will do it again.
Yes, let's do it now.
No, we gotta.
Okay, tomorrow then, fine. Oh.
We've gotta like do some work and stuff for a while.
No work. Big sunbeam. And Unky for sausage. Hello.
Yes.
We've got a new sponsor.
Who's our new sponsor?
Well, have you recently been to a protest?
Oh, I have indeed.
Did you do a big old shout for your rights or the rights of others?
I did do a big shout for my rights, but also for the rights of others.
Yeah?
I did a lot of like, I'll do the call, the crowd do the response.
Yes.
Lots of trying to get chants going.
Yes. And, if we happen to meet a counter-protest who are there in support of something beginning with a G and ending in O-side.
Yeah.
You might have pivoted from what we were there primarily to support to, hey, we're going to make it very clear.
We're not a fan of G-side.
We're not a fan of that, and we are a big fan of we're very supportive of the people currently suffering under that regime.
Indeed.
And, despite what the government might say about what is safe to say on the fucking anywhere anymore.
I may have blown out my voice pretty badly during a stretch of protest, walking up to and away from that corner.
Yes. Where a bunch of gammon-faced men with England flags and Union flags and another flag that... you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you know what other flag they might have mixed in there. Yeah. Look, I sure did a lot of
you did.
shouting.
Yeah, would you like something to help with the fact that you blew your fucking voice out?
With that.
This week's sponsor, coincidentally, is Protest Strength Fast Acting Throat Soothing Lozenge Syrup.com on lol.net.
.com, not lol.net.
.com, not lol.net.com. If the world has you shouting a little too loud at its problems, and boy howdy, there are a lot of problems that need shouting at, I, to be honest, I did shout, but I didn't shout as much as you, because as someone who doesn't talk a lot, I had blown out my voice 20 minutes prior.
See, the problem is I usually, I pace my shouting to last the whole protest.
And then we really had to shout very loud at those
There really
people.
was that one corner where we had to shout real loud to shout over the volume of a counter-protest, mayhaps,
Yes.
and
I shouted until I was repeatedly coughing for 20 minutes.
Yeah, as soon as we worked out what was going on, I might have just gone full blast shout, being like, right, I'm calling response leader now.
I did my best to keep up.
Yeah.
But boy howdy,
I sure did not stop until we did that whole corner.
I genuinely wondered if you might have actually done yourself some damage for a while there.
No, it was fine. I just needed to, remind everyone none are free till all are free.
None are free till all are free.
None are free till all are free.
And, freedom.
Freedom for all.
Freedom for all.
Not just us who we're marching for, freedom for other people who maybe need some freedom right now.
Yes.
Solidarity
indeed.
and such.
Solidarity and intersection and so forth.
Oh no,
coughing, just thinking about it. Well, you better have yourself a process strength, fast action, throat soothing lozenge syrup.
.com. I feel better already.
I am doing my best to read that. So, what have you put in your eyes?
We've put a fair few things in our eyes recently.
We have.
Shall we start with 28 years later?
Oh yes, let's.
Way more enjoyable film than either 28 Days or 28 Weeks Later.
Honestly, I did not like either of those films.
28 Years Later, fantastic.
Really loved it, yeah.
British zombie film, you know the gist of this.
Running Zombies also, if that's a if that's a deal breaker for you, Running Zombies.
This one is sort of focused on a family from a peninsular community many years into
just outside Gateshead.
Making a father and son making a first trip for that child onto the mainland, and
it's very rites of passage, but for an 11-year-old.
Yeah, you're a bit young for it, but I want to see you do it. Let's go out and get your first kills.
Be a man, kill zombies.
And sort of an exploration of what is maybe going on at home that is pushing the dad to do this as early as he is with his son, and what assumptions you make about the people on the mainland and the interactions you've had with them in the past.
Yeah.
And what you do with that information. Fascinating characters.
Yes.
There are some very memorable
good zombie movie, it's not really about the zombies.
Yeah, I would say, the characters I found perhaps most interesting, there is, a military-ish character who I found very interesting while present. There is a doctor that is one of the most interestingly written zombie survival characters I've seen done. I think that the way that this handles a degree of humanization to the zombies is really interesting.
Not necessarily healthy, but interesting.
No, but the taking the time to stop and go, they're not as different from us as we think they are, is done in some really interesting ways.
Also, I think the lore's really interesting, because it's very clear that this only happened in the UK.
Yes.
This never got, to mainland Europe, and, in fact, the UK has been completely sealed off and quarantined as a result. Meanwhile, you've got, Europe's just going about its fucking business.
Yeah, to my understanding, I think Paris briefly got infected and they got it under control and stopped it. London, the UK, the problem was they quarantined London, tried to bring people back in, and it flared up a second time. And they were like, yeah, just fuck it. We patrol the UK, no one gets in or fucking out.
Yes.
Even if you are not infected, you don't get out.
Yeah. Meanwhile, there's Scandinavians with mobile phones living their memes and all sorts of other stuff, and living their lives.
Just being aware that there's a 30 years out of step with time, technologically restricted country full of zombies that we just don't really deal with. We leave it there, and that's its own problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and be somewhat impressed by the fact that there are still people alive there.
Visually stunning in many places.
Yes.
There's a particular scene that's the running across a road under the stars.
Yes.
That was goddamn gorgeous.
Yes, without all the light pollution of the UK, the just how much space you can see is gorgeous.
There's a lot of moments in this that really made me go, someone is putting their film degree to great use. Someone is treating a zombie film like a classical high art film. And
yeah, the cinematography is fantastic.
not thinking it's beneath the genre to do that.
Yeah.
And then the last, 3 minutes are fucking bonkers.
Yeah. To be honest, I'd heard stuff about this film before we went and see it. I'd kind of forgotten. I was vaguely aware, but, I was like, yeah, fine. I get the impression it's, 15, 20 minutes at the end of the film. This happens. And I assume it happens in this way. No, it's 2 or 3 minutes of just, what the fuck am I watching?
I mean, yeah, it is some of the most intense whiplash I've ever experienced in a film.
But it sure is a callback to the beginning.
It sure is a callback to the beginning, you are correct. This has made me very interested to see more in this universe. I would take another 28-somethings later film.
Yeah. And I might try the others again, because I was quite young when the first two came out.
I do wonder if this would make me appreciate the first two more. I similarly wasn't the biggest fan of the first two.
To be honest, legendarily, I've always said the best thing about 28 Days Later is In the House in a Heartbeat, which is just one piece of music from that film that I still have on my phone to this day.
Yeah. But yeah, very good film. Made me feel a lot of emotions.
Yeah.
That whole sequence with climbing to put the thing on the thing and the sunrise. It took some really beautiful swings for a genre that often forgets to have that kind of heart.
Yes.
It weirdly it puts. I would say this is in my top contention of zombie films alongside the new A Quiet Place. The more recent A Quiet Place, that was entirely about a woman with cancer who really wants to get one last slice of pizza from her favourite pizza place in the post-apocalypse.
I remember you talking about those.
Yeah, this goes up there in terms of, really heartfelt and mechanically interesting post-apocalypse films that are going to stick with me. What about you? What have you been watching?
I went and watched Jurassic World Evolution.
Reborn.
Evolution's the game, isn't it?
Yeah. Jurassic World, the new one.
Jurassic World, the new one.
Not worth remembering the name of.
Disclaimer. I liked Jurassic Park. I did not like Jurassic Park 2. I have not seen any of the others until this one.
I saw the first one with Chris Pratt and his velociraptors and motorcycle.
Yeah, I don't like Chris Pratt, so I just didn't bother. This film is so discombobulated. It felt like they had 45 minutes of an okay film, and then they were like, well, this needs some packing out. Let's add a whole second plot about a family who are just trying to go from point A to point B on a boat in an area known to be populated by dinosaurs, because they only really live naturally on the equator now, because it's the closest to what the environment was like at the time of their ruling the Earth. And much like the plot of the film, where the concept is they couldn't convince people to keep coming and watching dinosaurs, so they started mutating the fucking dinosaurs to make them weirder. This film is clearly just well, people have seen all the dinosaurs that we could make before. Let's make some new weird shit. Let's give a T-Rex an extra set of arms and a bonk on the head that makes it look like something out of Resident Evil 2. It's not a good film. It's a romp. You can mindlessly watch it for however long the fucking film is. The family story is way more interesting than the whole thing with the mercenaries and the cure for heart disease. And I say that as someone with a heart condition. There are moments in this film where the graphics are so shoddy that we recently watched an old episode of Doctor Who, and I was like, these are better effects than anything I saw in that film. Like, there's moments where I was sat there in the cinema listening to the fucking Jurassic Park theme for the 900th time, because that film does not stop playing it in various versions.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, just going, like, this film is not as good looking as the original. Some things seem out of focus. Some things, the black levels and aren't quite right, and the white levels aren't quite right for the things around them. And it feels really weird to have a movie that must have quite the budget.
Yeah.
And just not feel like it's doing anywhere near as well. I swear we also went and saw another film, like, quite soon afterwards, and I was like, this looks so much better than Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a romp. You can watch it. You sure can watch it.
You sure can watch it. That can be said of this film.
I don't think I've seen that many people walk out of a cinema screen in a while. And I only stayed there because I had nothing better to do. What about you? Have you watched anything else?
We watched a good film. Don't give Netflix any money, but we watched K-pop Demon Hunters.
Oh, that was so good.
That was so good. It is a film about a trio of singers in a K-pop band who they are in a line of people who fight demons, and their voices are used to fight off demons and create this sort of warding spell.
Yeah.
And the trials and tribulations of trying to have a K-pop career while also fighting demons.
Yep.
God, that film has some really catchy tunes.
It really does. Like you said at the time, like, you really need to have quite awesome music. If your whole thing is, this is the music that saves the world and brings everyone together.
I think that the first song really is fantastic.
Yes.
And it sets that expectation in your head of, I can genuinely believe this song is creating the barrier that saves the world. The last couple of songs for the climax, also 10 out of 10 bangers.
Yes.
Like, throughout the music is great, but I think they start and end on their two strongest notes.
They cap it well, and I think that certainly helps you cement it in your head as the music in this film is great.
Yes. And the song they have in the middle that's like the one that they think is going to be the one that fixes everything and like does the thing. Also a 10 out of 10 banger. Like, they put the best material exactly where it needs to be to sell the concept.
Yes.
Evil
Demon Boy Band. Amazing idea.
Yeah, the Evil Demon Boy Band is great. I love them.
It's everything I thought about boy bands as a child.
It's nice to have more media about teenage girls and K-pop and magical transformations.
Mm-hmm.
We got this, we got Turning Red. I'm glad this is becoming a genre.
Yeah. And also, I don't care what anyone online says, the faces during the eating scenes are amazing.
The exaggerated facial expressions are superb. I love them. There's places where, like, the animation quality for, like, exaggerated character stuff reminded me so much of, like, the Mitchells and the Machines.
Yeah.
In a very good way.
Yeah.
It's very heartfelt. It's got like a very lovely pacing to it.
Mm-hmm.
It moves at a good click.
Yeah.
Even
some of the family stuff made me think of Steven Universe.
Agreed. There is one moment where I actively fucking hated some of the main characters briefly, and the fact that I could feel that strongly against some of the main trio, I think is good storytelling.
Yeah.
That you can get me to so instantly hate them, and have to work it back. Yeah, that's a real good film.
It really is.
I would be very up for rewatching that at some
Definitely.
point. It was... I've already put some of the soundtrack from it on my playlist. Some of the stuff in the soundtrack reminded me of some of the music from OFK, We Are OFK, that music video game from a little while ago. If you enjoyed the music in We Are OFK, this has some very similar vibes to it. K-pop Demon Hunters is very good.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? What have you put in your eyes?
We watched the Pokemon thing. I can't remember.
Is that I played Pokemon Go in the world's least visited country?
Yes.
You
put this in the thing, and I was like, oh, because to be honest, I hadn't I've been so out of practice of like recording this because it's been a couple of weeks that I was like, oh, Laura sent me a link to a thing. I'll watch a thing, and I put it on. I watched it at double speed because like it's quite plodding in its delivery. And to be fair, there isn't a lot to see in that, but ultimately it is a really interesting story about this island where it became really popular with Pokemon Go spoofing and like GPS spoofing, and wanting to just being curious about like, do people who live here actually play the game?
Yeah.
And like, is it the phenomenon that the popularity of the island would seem to be, and the fact that there was like a lot of controversy because for a while people were putting up like lots of fake like locations that ended up as Pokestops.
Yeah.
And then like a whole bunch of those got taken away.
Yeah.
Seemingly there are still a couple of fake ones there, but like...
Yeah, so the gist...
Finding out that the island doesn't even have like really much in the way of internet.
Yeah. The gist of this is that this is like the first location in the world by time zone to reach the next new days by a very short window. So people who fake their location in Pokemon Go would fake their location to this island to start playing events like an hour before anywhere else in the world. And what starts as this story about like, I'm gonna go physically to this place and maybe find someone else to play Pokemon Go with during this like event that's going on, quickly becomes this like exploration of this tiny little island community that barely has like, it's recently just gotten 3G for the first time, and having to take a step back from himself and realize this thing that feels so ubiquitous to me is completely a billion miles away from the lifestyle being lived on this place, that there's one flight there a week and one flight a week back, and
there isn't an awful lot of fresh produce there unless you import it from Hawaii.
I found the one hotel, and they asked me to bring food over from the mainland with me.
That whole thing of like, I was asked to like wire transfer $500 because like to pay for my hotel, and then just going, have I just been scammed somehow? No, it's okay. And the hotel owner's asking me if I can meet their niece or daughter, who's going to hand me a box of produce for me to import into your country.
And I think the fact he had to stay there a week really forced him to slow down and go, what am I doing? Going around asking these, like, villagers in a place where, like...
A lot of them aren't wearing shoes.
To find a place where he could buy a SIM card was, like, an entire journey.
The whole extra phone thing, because when he got there, the Border Patrol took his phone, and took his camera, which he was going to be using to record himself playing the game.
Yeah.
So he had to, like, borrow a spare phone off of somebody, then find the one place on the island that would sell him a SIM card, and credit for the SIM card, and teach him how to use a top-up.
Yeah, and then, like, he's gone through all these steps, and he's, like, trying to be like, oh yeah, you know Pokemon Go, right? To these people who are like, I don't have shoes, I don't have a phone,
do you want to come and play football with us?
Yeah.
Or basketball.
And forcing him to just slow down and go, I should take in the community of this place that, like, I should go eat a meal in the one restaurant on the island, and go play basketball, and learn about the fact this place has, like, a 96% Christianity rate, and...
and the slightly sinister nature of the missionaries.
Yes, the quite large group of the only other foreign people on the island is the group of Mormons,
who wobble. They wobble uncontrollably. There's something really unnatural, because, like, it starts off, like, he meets these two Mormons, what are they called? Latter-day Saints.
Yeah.
He meets this pair, because they always come in pairs. And one of them is just sort of like constantly moving, sliding around a little bit. And then the other one catches it. And then at the end, like, there's a whole, like, Mormon convention thing happening on the island, and they're all just a little bit wobbly. What's happening? Why are they all wobbly? I don't get it. But like, it says a lot about like colonialism of religion specifically.
Yes,
that like there's churches everywhere, and sure, like the churches might have built schools, but we all know about what happens with churches and schools and people of nations considered to be undeveloped or underdeveloped.
Yeah.
There's plenty of stories of that, and like for all the we gave them facilities.
Yeah.
You can say it is genuinely very sinister to be like, oh, there's churches fucking everywhere.
Yes. But, like, yeah, this whole exploration of this place that, like, as he notes, it's going to be one of the first places projected to be completely underwater from, like, sea level rises. Yes. And I started this as this, like, I very genuinely believed I would just bump into someone playing Pokemon Go, and by the end of it, I realised, like, quite how out of touch my view of the world has been warped by living under Western capitalism.
Yes.
That I, like, couldn't... It took me days and days of being here to get to terms with the idea this might just not be on the radar of anyone on this island. They've got other shit to think about, and their lives just are so unconnected from what ours are.
And the day of the Pokemon Go event, realising that he couldn't get into lobbies, even though nobody physically there was playing the game apart from him.
Yeah. Really interesting video.
Yes,
very much recommend checking it out.
Who's that by?
It is by, one sec, Trainer Tips on YouTube.
Oh.
What about you? You put anything else in your eyes?
Not really my eyes, but I did briefly want to talk about Strange New Places.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like we brought this album up a while ago.
But we should do it again, because
we should do it again, because we've been listening to it kind of on repeat for a while.
Yeah, this is...
The album is Second Puberty, the band is Strange New Places.
Yep. I would say the best trans punk album in a decade.
Trans/neurospacey.
Yeah.
It deals with, like, depression and loneliness and feeling out of place and the fear of being a trans lesbian in a world where we're constantly told, oh, trans women are predatory.
Oh, yeah.
And then also, like, just being, like, a depressed person is like, I shouldn't inflict myself on other people. Like, there's also some of that attitude in some of the tracks. I cannot stop listening to Full of Myself and Coraline. Panic Attack's great. Asian Supermarket. Countertop Surface is a great one. And, like the whole album. I think I've probably listened to it all the way through twice a day, most days, for the last few weeks.
It's real. It's that good.
It's very good. So yeah, once again, I'm going to give that a shout out because it's a really good album.
Yeah.
What about you? Have you played anything else? Or listened to anything else?
There's a listen to that I'll put on here.
Yeah.
There is a new Laura Jane Grace track that I hadn't heard before that has also been in my rotation of stuff I've been kind of into, which is Your God, brackets God's Dick, by Laura Jane Grace. A song about the relationship to religion that you can have as someone ex-religious and LGBTQ.
Hey, you!
Hey, me. The line that I have really stuck in my head from the chorus is, does your God have a big fat dick because it feels like he's fucking me? That really kind of sums up the mentality of that track. It's a real good fuck you song. It's scratching an itch for me. I think it's a great track. I think it's well worth listening to.
Yeah.
Anything else you've put in your eyes or ears?
I think that's everything for me.
Well then.
Time for this. Kirsty, we have come because you are the chosen one.
Oh.
You have been anointed by the powers from on high. You will lead humanity to freedom and safety and an era of unending peace.
Well, that's pretty cool.
All you need do is drink the sacred ichor. Go now, go to your work canteen's coffee machine and drink the soup.
Oh.
Yes, the soup option from the coffee machine in your work drinks machine.
Oh.
This is a broth.
Oh.
An ichor of unknowable power.
Do you have any other options?
No, you must drink the ichor.
Like a sword or jewel or something?
No, I mean it's just just the broth, the soup from
Are you
the vending machine.
Has anyone checked it's not mouldy in there? Because I don't think anyone's ever pressed that button. Ever. I've never seen anyone reload soup into it.
I fear the world will fall to darkness on this day, as no one will drink the ichor. Why will no one drink the bloody ichor? God, you're like the fourth chosen one we had this week, and no one wants to do it. Nah.
You okay there?
Oh, I'm having gender dystopia.
What? Do you mean gender dysphoria?
No. It's like gender dysphoria, but it's everybody else's problem. There is a lot of rain, and at some point there I may get my own Space Marine faction. We'll call it the Astrodes or something.
Ooh, do they like go more fast if titty's big or something? I think that's how Warhammer factions work.
Yup.
You paint it a colour, it goes stronger now.
Well, that's certainly. I believe that's how the orcs work.
Yeah.
You paint them a colour, they go faster.
Yeah. Make titties big. Now I have punch strength.
Now you have more punch strength.
That's probably how the Astrodes would work.
That's probably how the Astrodes work, and they live off the rage and spite of gamer dickheads who love it for the fascism.
Yum, tasty gender dystopia.
Yep. Now everyone is a girl. Everyone.
Oh no.
Except the people who don't want to be anymore.
Yeah.
Nobody is cis anymore. Take that, 40k. Do you know what I want to see more of?
What do you want to see more of?
Racial justice warriors.
Racial justice warriors?
Yeah.
Alright, Larry.
Alright, Mary. How you doing?
Oh, voice is still just about hanging in there. I've recently acquired some new lozenge syrup that I'm finding very helpful for, for this.
Yes, good
Being
stuff.
as gruff as I am, sometimes it's a problem. Yeah. You been doing alright, mate? I've not seen you for a couple of weeks.
Oh, you know, I've been doing alright.
Yeah, enjoying the sun.
Oh, lovely. I've been following some of the protests that have been going on recently.
Oh, yeah.
You know, some protests going on in the UK that perhaps I won't address directly by name to sort of carefully allude to.
Especially now that we live under an authoritarian regime who've decided that, supporting people or being against people who are trying to eradicate an entire other people, that is exactly the same as
doing terrorism.
Being a literal Nazi.
Yeah.
Trying to form an ethno-state in the UK.
Well, yeah. Well, like, you know which protests I'm getting at, and well, I must say there is a thing that I've been watching happen with these protests in the UK. That I think
especially over the last weekend or so.
Well, yeah, that I think was honestly quite impressive, and that I think is worth knowing, which is the people with optics privilege. I'm gonna call it. Putting themselves on the front line of recent protests.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of elderly white women.
Yeah, a lot of elderly white women.
White doctors.
Disabled people, particularly wheelchair users.
Yeah.
Lots of groups of people whom, if there was a photograph of them being arrested, the police would, by the general public, seem to be quite overreaching.
Yeah. I'll not deny, though, like, we have seen a lot in recent protests, and people with accessibility equipment very often being hauled off by the police. We saw a lot of it in the last year or so. So they've been here the whole time.
Well, yeah,
but it's certainly nice to very objectively see a lot of older white women.
Yeah.
And white professionals.
Yep.
You can't just call them oiks and people who don't the uneducated and this and that and the other when they are clearly very educated.
Well, yep.
They're not just rabble rousers and this and that and the other. They're not the blue haired youth that they often whinge about on Good Morning GMTV.
There's been a lot of efforts by physically more visibly frail elderly white people in the UK going, I will be provocative in this situation so that if arrests happen, they're gonna have to be seen arresting the frail old person who's clearly not a physical threat. Making sure that the optics are someone who is clearly not a threat being arrested in a way that looks like a complete the overreach of police power that it is.
Yeah.
We've been seeing a lot, and this has been going on for a long time, but this has been part of it, is seeing a lot of Jewish people putting themselves on the front line to go, it is going to be harder for you to spin the optics you're trying to spin about this protest if you have to arrest me for it.
Yeah, there's been a lot of support for Palestine and, the actions that people have to take in order to, be against that, really.
I believe I saw someone arrested with a sign that said something to the effect of, we need to protect Palestine, action is neated.
Yes.
There was a comma in between.
There was a comma,
two of
and
those
they did
words.
go to court over that
They
comma.
did go to court over that comma.
Case.
It is as depressing and dystopian is what's going on now.
Yeah.
I am proud to see people who recognise they have optics privilege
Yeah.
using that to make it as difficult as possible for the narrative around these protests to be anything other than the police are overstepping people who are not a threat.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, well, I hope that some good can come of this in the near future, because I am fucking sick of this country's slide towards authoritarianism.
I mean...
And we genuinely thought, voting red would at least be... I didn't vote for them, but, genuinely thought that, we would at least
slow it.
be better than what we had before, and it feels like we've got more of the same.
It somehow seems like it's gotten worse than when the further right people were in somehow.
I think that, and then I hear Kemi Badnock speak, and I think maybe we have got the...
Maybe we're somehow in the lesser of two evils timeline.
Yeah, it turns out what we had was spectacularly evil and very evil, and the very evil is still a bit fucking much, a lot fucking much, and it's a dark time for the rebellion.
It is. You fancy a hug?
I would love one, mate.
Oh yeah,
especially now it's not so hot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, good hug, mate. Good hug. Right, I think we're going to have a little lie down.
Sounds lovely.
Nice.
So, Laura,
Yes.
where do people find your things?
You can find the things I do at Laura K. Buzz, pretty much all the places. Patreon, that's the one that pays the bills. Blue Sky, TikTok, YouTube. You can go check out my accessibility review for Donkey Kong Bananza will be up by the time this goes out. There'll be a new Control Alt Access. This season of Dice Funk is continuing. You should go check that out.
Mm-hmm.
Just Laura K. Buzz. Check out all the things.
Yeah.
What about you? Where are you on the internet?
Patreon.com/StonedMonkeyRadio. As little as $1 a month, you can keep this show surviving. That's pretty much it for me. Laura, will you
Yes.
sing us out, please, darling?
Until next time, be a stranger.